Okay, so here's the Big Bear Log Hog in its full glory. Before I finish putting the oil in and putting the gasoline and starting it, I'm going to do a little walk through to talk about a couple other things I noticed. First and foremost, I left this outside last night and it rained a little bit, and there's quite a bit of water in the toolbox. And you might say, well, that's what the cover is for. Well, I guess that's what the cover is for, and you might say, why didn't you put it on? Well, I just didn't. So, but I don't expect the toolbox, to leak like this. So that's something that needs to be improved. All right, so here's some other issues. Well, I'll talk about the oil a little bit later when we try filling it in. I don't know if you can see this, but here, oh yeah, there it is. There's the dipstick, and the dipstick is this orange plastic. First of all, it's kind of hard to reach. Initially, kind of had trouble finding it. And this orange plastic, the oil doesn't really show on it very well. So I'm going to fashion my own dipstick using some black plastic, actually a wire tie that will be the right length to give me a reading. All right, there's already a little bit of rust on the exhaust. Let's see what else. The wheels, actually, as I was positioning it here, kind of manually positioning it here, the front wheels really dig in if the ground is soft, which is both good and bad. I mean, it was just a real chore to get it into position where I wanted it. There was a very curious tag on the dipstick. It says "no oil!" exclamation. Well, I'm not sure exactly what that means. Does it mean don't put the oil in on this side, or there's no oil in the engine? I'm not sure what exactly that was all about. It'd be good if GX Commercial would provide some more detailed videos about assembling and getting started. So, to get the gas in, which is under the outtake chute, I have this funnel with a flexible spout, so hopefully that will do the trick. I really don't want to be opening that chute every time I need to fuel. So, okay, so I think those are pretty much my comments. Oh, actually, another thing was that there was a little packet of odd, little pieces that, when I looked at the parts list, they're listed as blade adjusters. And it'd be good if GX Commercial had a video, and there's no instruction manual for how to use those things. And there's no video for how to replace blades. So it'd be good to have that added as well. Alrighty, so we're gonna finish putting the oil and gas in, and then we'll start the thing up. Now, what happened when I first tried filling it, the manual said to put 2.4 liters in. Yes, I think I'll include that in, show you in a moment. So I bought three quarts actually, with the expectation of putting in about 2.5 quarts, a little more than 2.5 quarts. And when I didn't get even 1 quart in, and the oil is running out of the spout here. So I called GX Commercial Tech Support. They said, your engine only takes a liter. It's only 1.1 quarts. I guess good news in the oil cost department. But I was kind of curious why it wouldn't even take a single quart. So the tech support guy said, well, turn the engine over, so presumably there's some air pocket or some such thing and so now when I'm looking in here, it is in fact, the oil has gone down. going to add it quite slowly. And the problem is, I don't know exactly how much spilled out. So we're probably going to have to like an iterative process here. Although the diagram kind of shows we'll keep going until the oil level is visible here. Okay, still can see it. Put in about 1/3 of a quart already here. Maybe there it is. Sorry you guys can't see it. But I don't want to make you guys seasick by moving the camera around. So let me use the improvised dipstick to see where we are. Okay, matching in the place it should be. And it is, I'm going to say it's good. So we'll put the original dipstick back in. I'll actually make an attempt to measure it. Yeah, the whole thing's pretty wet, so I think we've got enough oil in there. Hopefully not too much. Alright, so we'll keep this dipstick around for future use. One of the things I also noticed is this plug does not go in. There it goes. It doesn't start particularly easily. Okay, time to put gas in. Let's screw the cap. I'll get this long flexy thing. Which doesn't go on there. Alright. Okay, we'll leave it at that. It's about half a gallon. Alright, 1 second. Oh, here we go. Okay, we're ready to rock and roll. Alright, hopefully this starts easily. Hopefully the battery is installed with the correct polarity. Alright. So they talk about the fuel. The fuel is on, and this is the choke. So the choke is to the left, and this little label here. The choke is to the left, run is to the right. Fuel, so I'm going to turn the fuel off to the left, turn it on to the right. This is the engine speed. So the little rabbit here, if you move it this way, it's going to run fast. Turtle means slow. I assume you need a fairly good RPM to do the chipping. So, warm it up kind of a medium speed, maybe a low speed. Yeah, here we go. Okay, the engine is on. And here's the starter. First try here. things. One is I need to put on ear protection. Another thing I noticed is there's some nut here that's just rotating wildly. I'm not sure what it's for. There's kind of a hole through it as if there should be a cable attached there. Could be that it's for a different type of engine to control the idle. That would be my guess. In any case, I'm going to go get my helmet with the ear protector. I mean, I have to say it does make quite a racket. Okay, but it's 15 horsepower. Alright, so let's crank it up again. I don't think this is going to come off here. But there's a nut here that just turns like very liberally. Alright, here we go. A couple of things. One is, I think a huge amount of chips here. I'm not sure what the heck is going on here. It doesn't seem to impede the chipping much. Okay. And another thing is, a lot of chips build up here. I was kind of hoping for a little less messiness and everything go in the bag and not have to rake up much, but I don't know. Another thing I noticed is that the chute is also packed with stuff. I don't know if you guys can see this. If this is how it works, I don't know. This is not going to be efficient to do this. I was kind of wondering about the bag. It's like kind of very light, you know, compared to the stuff that I'd put in there. And the reason it's light is a lot of the stuff was just still in the chute, as you see here. It's not going to be particularly efficient to have to open the chute all the time and clear it out, or stop and reach up there and fish out the stuff. So I'm not sure about the viability of this machine. So here's my rating on various aspects of the Log Hog. The delivery was overall pretty good. It's fairly prompt. The main issue is that the pallet base needs to be much more robust to be sure that the feet don't get knocked off during delivery. The assembly was reasonably good. The instructions for assembly are clear. There were some manufacturing issues that made part of the assembly difficult. In particular, the intake chute bolt holes did not line up with the slots on the tabs, so that took a bit of struggling with that. The Log Hog overall is quite heavy, and so mobility, once you have it disconnected from whatever tows it, can be an arduous process to move it around, in particular on some soft surface. The fact that the manual says that it takes 2.4 liters of oil when it really only takes 1 makes the documentation for prepping completely inadequate. That needs to be redone and looked at and let's say done properly. Starting was fine. The only thing that kind of alarmed me was when I saw this little nut on the speed control just kind of spinning rather freely, as if it was something that had not been tightened down properly. The hogging is impressive, especially with things that have some diameter to them. The smaller stuff just seems to clog up the chute, and also seems to fill sort of the space where the kind of knives move, as you saw in the video. To be fair, it's not a chipper. Okay, so maybe it is not for cutting stuff that doesn't have some substance to it. It is mentioned in some places that just put the entire branch in there, including all the brush on the branch, and it should go through. And in fact, the very first significant branch that I put through that had kind of finer stuff on it, you could see it was already dropping bits down in that area underneath the intake chute. The instructions need to be much better. Ideally, if there were some videos that made it clear. If there are different machines with different size engines, there should be a different video for each one of them, so that anyone preparing the machine to run and to run it has a clear understanding of what they need to do. I think the machine has promise. The fact that it clogs up, I have sincere doubts it's going to work for my purposes. If you feed in a branch with fine stuff on it and it just clogs up the chute, that's just creates an inefficiency that's not really workable. Alrighty, so that's my take on the Bear Power Log Hog. Thanks very much for watching.